Chief Operating Officer of Citizen 93.7 FM. I'd like you to know that as our listener out there, within the Federal Capital Territory and its environments, our phone lines are open. We'd like to hear your opinions. We'd like you to call in 0903 218 2222205 0818222205. Cover page. Minimum wage talks end today. Labor awaits Tinubu's nod. We'll also see that I saved Tinubu's political career, says Atiku. I saved Tinubu's political career, says Atiku. Here, the 2023 presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, on Sunday said, contrary to the claims in circulation, President Bola Tinubu immensely built Lagos State in the early part of the fourth newspaper for this morning. Well, that boundary dispute tears friendly Ekiti Kwara communities apart. Boundary dispute tears friendly Ekiti Kwara communities apart. State work on total electricity subsidy billion naira. Local refining may crash petrol price to 300 naira per litre. Modular refineries. Local refining may crash petrol price to 300 naira per litre. Modular refineries. Marketers register with Dangote refinery ahead of loading. Marketers register with Dangote. NDLEA intercept 175,000 bottles of codeine shipment from India. NDLEA intercept 175,000 bottles of codeine. Vanguard newspaper, the cover page sees danger around that the economy is on a tough road to recovery and that the minimum wage agitation and return of fuel subsidy will further complicate politics. That says, we do apologize for the network disruption, but here as well, it says that how Jonathan wife orders forced Wike on Rivers, says Clark. South leader Edwin Clark has said 2015 those outside the state to support Muslims continue. Peter Obi. Today as well we see that pray for Tinubu to succeed, Lawan tells Nigerians. Pray for Tinubu to succeed, Lawan tells Nigerians. Governors, lawmakers should also earn 62,000 naira minimum wage. Father Mbaka. Governors, lawmakers should also earn 62,000 naira minimum wage. Father Mbaka. It says that 2,000 naira minimum wage proposed by the federal government. Mbaka stated this while speaking in an interview on Saturday, reacting to the new minimum wage demand by the organized labor. We'd also still see some more stories here on Vanguard News Die in Medina. How you find on the Vanguard newspaper resurgence plan for textile apparel industry. Federal government develops resurgence plan for textile apparel industry. UK attracts $85 million investment into Nigeria's manufacturing sector. United Kingdom attracts $85 million investment into Nigeria's manufacturing sector. This is stories you'll find on the Vanguard this morning. And lastly, it says that how our now on Daily Trust newspaper, the top story of the newspaper reads, troops neutralize 5 bandits, seize arms in Kaduna. Troops of Operation Roll Punch have neutralized 5 bandits in the Dantarwa area of Kajuru local government area of Kaduna State, Samuel Arawan Affairs disclosed this in a statement issued on Sunday following operational feedback from the troops to the state government. Government billions on cars for lawmakers. NBTE introduces mandatory skills qualification for polytechnic graduates. NBTE, the National Board for Technical Education, has introduced the mandatory skills qualification as a graduation requirement for all newly reviewed national diploma and higher national diploma curricula. We'll see that on Daily Trust newspaper today. Residents protest EFCC NIN database breach. Means NIN database breach. On dairy product. Gombe to partner Morocco firm on dairy project. Lagos community Muslims give 105 million naira zakat to 300 people. Says the management. Varsity governing councils. Uni Abuja vice chancellor not summoned by court. We'll also see here on the Daily Trust newspaper that Kano police arrest fraudsters, recover 22 POS machines, 52 ATM cards. Police arrest fraudsters, recover 22 POS machines, 52 ATM cards. Abia governor orders renovation of NYSC camp. Abia governor orders renovation of NYSC camp. And now on the leadership newspaper for today, we see on the cover page, June 12, Atiku will be Kwankwaso to address Nigerians at a national democracy rally in Lagos. You find the story on the leadership newspaper for this morning. Businesses that leverage AI will thrive in next 5 years, says the next first quarter. And for owners, government poll, APC wins all 17 chairmanship, 178 councillorship seats. Yobe local government poll, APC wins all 17 chairmanship, 107 in 5 months. Kano Jigawa Customs generates 50.17 in security, education, healthcare, others to fast-track recovery process. Buni, we are investing in security, in security urgency recovery process after a decade-long insurgency in the northeast. Now we'll take a look at another paper here this morning, that is This Day newspaper for today. Amended wage in national interest based on economic realities. 62,000 naira recommended wage in national interest based on economic realities. And this comes with a rider. The federal government has maintained that the 6 committee set up by President Atiku Bagudu and chairman of the 37-man tripartite committee on national minimum wage, Alhaji Bukar Aji, made the remarks in separate chats with this day in Abuja. However, the committee's recommendation to the president at its meeting on Friday night was rejected by organized labor, which insisted on 250,000 naira as an acceptable national minimum wage. You would find the story on This Day newspaper. Nigeria, 7 other nations. Israel, 7 trillion naira. Nigeria's currency in circulation hit all-time high at 3.97 trillion naira. And now we see that Nigeria's debt service gulped $854 million in May. High gulped $854 million in May, highest in 4 years. NAF conduct airstrikes, destroys illegal refineries near Abia, Imo Rivers borders. Nigerian Air Force Council on Climate Change. We see as well, lastly, on this day newspaper, Sanwo-Olu, Anyaoku, Atiku will be others to grace June 12th anniversary. Sanwo-Olu, Anyaoku, Atiku will be others to grace former Vice President Atiku Abubakar expected at the June 12th Democracy Day anniversary celebration. Now on the Daily Post News, FCCPC of the first many supermarkets engaging in deceptive practices. We'd also see that insecurity in Southeast caused by bad governance in Nigeria. Sam Amadi on Daily Post newspaper says that insecurity in Southeast caused by bad governance in Nigeria. Sam Amadi, $1 billion by 2030. Hanatu Musa Musawa, the Minister of Arts, Culture and Creative Economy, says that $100 billion can yield creative economy. Newspaper here says this morning, experts how Nigeria can gain from new maritime territory. Experts how Nigeria can gain from new maritime territory. Tinubu rejigs Climate Change Council. Tinubu rejigs Climate Change Council. Federal government for CNG. Realism. How consistent the latest news on shot by democracy in Nigeria. You find the Studio newspaper says this morning, the cover page, federal government addressed this Egypt horror story. A Nigerian cleric, Dr. Israel Christileri, who is also the president of the Nigerian Christian Tourism Practitioners Association, narrated his horrendous experience in the hands of the police and airport officials in company of 27 others seen for Amman, but going well until they were to board another plane to Amman from Cairo, when Nigerian citizens were isolated and asked to wait while citizens of other countries were boarding the plane. There's definitely more to that story. You can check Nigerian Tribune 3. And I will also see that newly appointed Edo APC Media Director Mayaki reject position. Newly appointed Edo APC Media Director termed with Wike Clark. Sarah sues Tinubu, demands details of Obasanjo Buhari orders loans. Sarah, June 12, federal government unveils activities for Democracy Day. And details of the celebration were shared in a notice relations in the office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation on Sunday. And that's that on the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. We'll take a quick look at Guardian newspaper before we call it a day this morning. The Guardian newspaper's cover page reads, rising cost of borrowing, economy in throes of credit squeeze, shed 7.1 trillion naira in 3 months. Less than 3 months into bank recapitalization, the extensive fundraising programs may be shocking the economy as credit to the private sector continues to go south in the last few months market. How Nigeria can leverage fintech to increase national savings. How Nigeria can leverage fintech to increase national savings. ILO conference may stall minimum wage talks as leaders jet out of the country. You find the stories on the Guardian newspaper. It also says that Serap sues FG over failure to publish loans by ex president 9 billion naira in 90 days from vehicle regularization. SON stakeholders strategy standards. And I'll start this wonderful morning. We'll have to go on a very quick break, but before I do that, I'd like to retrieve the phone lines. The numbers to call is 0903 2229797, 0903 2229797, or 0818 2222205. 081. Let's hear what you think. Let's hear what you have to say about the stories that are across the headlines and across the national dailies this morning. In the meantime, here on Citizen 93.7 FM. I'll be reviewing the papers alongside our in-house analyst, Mr. Salman Salami. Good morning, sir.
Very good morning to you, Shim, and our super citizen listeners.
Yes.
Very good morning, and have a wonderful week ahead.
Okay, well, newspaper, the cover page, it says minimum wage talks end today. Labour awaits Tinubu's nod, and also says based on economic indices, and also we'll find a similar story around minimum wage.
As 62,000, and they sit in judgment. Maybe a man with a wife, 4 children, for his transportation, for the school fees, for the Medicare, for the education, for the housing and feeding. 62,000 naira in this present day Nigeria. What exactly are we saying? I know that there is a difference between morality deep in such a manner that it has taken money out of the pocket of the people. It is not so much the 62,000 naira, but what precisely, in real terms, could 62 naira purchase? In real term, how much is 62 naira? 62,000 naira. What precisely is the purchasing power of 62,000 naira? Come on. It is sad for this country. And I've been saying it, that the gap between the haves and the have-not on a keg of gunpowder, I hope it does not explode. Let's do something. Let's do something to not harm the economy. Let's do something for anger.
Mr. Salami, because apparently 62,000 naira too. Now there's a story here, Jonathan and Amechi no longer in talking. Those responsible for FCT ministers, and also the Vanguard newspaper.
Happening in River State. They made 3 statements. Odili helped Amechi, and Amechi helped Wike. Then it is their business to start with. And as Citizen FM, we don't inherit other people's enemies. I want us to be circumspect. Hear the other side, what transpired. But then we think that in all this, all the gladiators, political gladiators in River State should put the interest of River State in front, at the back of their minds to win. Because without peace and peace, we need harmony, and they should allow love to lead in what they are doing.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Salami. And now, as we know that it's 2 days to the Democracy Day anniversary, pardon me, Apollo Anyaoku Atiku will be others to activities for Grand Parade at Eagle Square, Abuja, beginning at 8 a.m. Then the day will conclude with a dinner at the State House. Celebration includes a symposium on Tuesday, that is tomorrow, June 11th at 9 a.m. at the State House Conference Center Hotel, Abuja at 6 p.m. A grand parade will take place on Wednesday. And then the notice also indicated that only accredited villa correspondents will be granted access to cover the event held at the presidential villa. Further updates will be provided as the celebration approaches. Mr. Salami, it's democracy, 25 years of democracy has been celebrated on May 29th, and now in regards to democracy.
Well, June 12th is not only a watershed or a landmark in our political history of Nigeria and Nigerians. Sure, 12 was the most credible election and was annulled. The day the election was annulled by the self-styled tooth-gapped president, military president. Up to today, following us, who sacrificed everything for the democracy and the freedom that we are enjoying today. That man was Chief Moshood Kashimawo Olawale Abiola. He was the man who, as the result was coming in, was obvious that he will win the election. In fact, he was the uncrowned president of Nigeria. And thank God that posthumously he has been recognized. He sacrificed his life. He had the option of accepting and acceding of that election. And he died in Abacha Gulag. Well, the history is there, and we will not allow people to rewrite history. President, self-styled military president, annulled the election, installed an Estroneko in what is called interim government. And then Asani Abacha came, eased Shoneko out, and of course, Chief M.K. Abiola at the Epetedo declaration declared himself the president. On account of that, he was arrested. And the rest know exactly how come this June 12 that we are celebrating. We are celebrating the political will and the principle and the commitment of a man. He paid the suit. This is why we should be careful. This is why we should cherish the democracy. And this is why the politicians should be humane and deliver the bountiful dividends of democracy to the people. The question is, Are Nigerians enjoying the bountiful dividends of democracy? The answer is in the wind.
As you must have, definitely, as you said. To our callers who tried to call while our analyst was analyzing and giving insights on the story, would appreciate if you... Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? QBK, please go ahead.
Please, thank you. If I think the people of River State, this issue of River State of Wike and the rest of them, their political crap.
Hello? Hello, Mr. Chibike. Option from other parts. The numbers to call is 0903 2229797, 0903 2229797, or 0818 2222205, 0818 2222205. As Mr. Salami has really stated, a major part of democracy and how we do not understand or even know the in-depth of democracy in Nigeria today. Thank you very much, Mr. Salami, for that. And this paper by Lawan, he tells Nigerians, pray for Tinubu to succeed. 25 years of democracy, and currently we have President Senator Ahmed Lawan for him to succeed in what... Mr. Salami, what is your thought on the story?
We don't have a choice. We must pray for our leaders. Even the books, both the Quran and the Bible enjoins us that we should pray for our leaders. Power cometh from God. Nobody can give himself power. God gives power to whosoever he wants, and he takes away power from whosoever. We need to pray for them into the hand of God, so that God will touch them, so that God will, through them, make this country a land that will flow with milk and honey. It is then and not until then that even we, the greatest source of power and blessing is God, and no one man can do it. It's only God that can do it. Let's continue to pray for them. Don't let us talk ill of this our country. Let's speak well of Nigeria. It is well with Nigeria.
Amen.
Nigeria will...
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
And this is Mr. Chibiken by the college party from Mangwanda, Karachi.
Oh, okay. All right, sir. Please go ahead.
Please, I think the crisis in the river is not something that we was going on. Oga Clark, our father, as ever state man, he is here. He was there when the entire government took out the list, Wike and also Amechi was there. So I don't think this is something that would detract us from national issue that is running us, disturbing us. That is my stand. And the issue of democracy, I think the president should not make my president who I know, who I elected and I stand in now, to come and witness the democracy program to those who will come.
What's on morning? What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Matthew Burns.
Can you turn down the volume of your radio set? I cannot hear you, sir. Hello, good morning, sir.
I'm from Garimpa, Abuja.
Your name, please?
Matthew Ibrahim. I'm calling from Garimpa, Abuja.
All right, please.
River State, actually.
Okay.
I'm talking about Wiki. As governor that elected that do his work, what he's supposed to do, actually. We are saying that we said in Abuja, he should focus on the work he's doing in Abuja, and I honor the advice to him, actually.
Oh, okay.
You too.
All right. To our listener out there, you can call us on 0818-22-222-22 29797. If you've paid attention to, if you've been tuned in from the very beginning, you'd have, noticed the things that we've spoken about today, the rivers crisis, and also...
Yes, it is true that some people paid the supreme price, lost their lives, and that is why we should cherish this freedom. we should cherish this democracy, and we should water and nurture this democracy. Be useful if it brings food onto the table of the poor masses. Democracy is only useful if the welfare and the well-being of Nigerians is well taken care of.
This environment to have a wonderful day. It's Monday. Just stay tuned to more.